All right, guys, how you doing? Shane here from the Brookings Home Team, powered by Century 21. I'm glad I've got this higher than it needs to be here. So as you can see, I'm down here at Wooden Legs here in the comedy room once again. Get to talk with Skyler Bolks here from, well, I'm going to let you talk about where you're from and all that stuff. But Tyler, thank you for joining me today. I feel like I need a step stool or something here to do that. But the one question that I had for you is, do you play basketball?
This is a question I've never heard before. Not yet today, anyway.
Not yet today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. No, thanks again. That's just part of your skit that you had last night, which was great. Thank you.
Yeah, great crowd last night.
Oh,
this
good.
is a very, very fun room.
Was it
Excited
fun?
to be up here.
I hope tonight will be just as good. And of course, if you're watching this now, it's too late. You won't be able to see him. But if you do get a chance, we'll talk about where you can find him and all the locations there and stuff like that. But Tyler, can you tell us a little bit about yourself first, and we'll get into the rest of the stuff?
Well, first, my name is Skyler. And you said Tyler.
I keep saying it's Tyler, don't I?
You said it right the first
Did
time,
I?
and then you reverted.
I'm just testing you. Make sure you know.
Right. Yeah,
I know.
Make sure I'm paying
Skyler.
attention.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Skyler. Yes.
So I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So this is not very far at all from home for me. My brother went to school up here and stuff, so Brookings is very familiar territory for me.
So you've combed the area a few times up here then?
Oh yeah. Been up here a handful of times. Done some different shows in the area as well. Okay. Always a good time up north here. One of my favorite towns. I really like Brookings, but Watertown is actually always a good time. Watertown is the Wisconsin of South Dakota. Actually, that's probably the best way I can put that. They're a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, maybe when you're down there next, I'll have to head down there and check it out and see how it goes. So, can you tell us kind of how you got started into comedy?
Well, I started, it's been 7 years-ish now. I started at a comedy club back home in Sioux Falls, which we can't say the name of it. We might get sued.
Oh, okay. It's quiet.
That's true. But, I had always wanted to try stand-up. I've always been very curious about it. Yeah. My dad had some Bill Cosby tapes growing up. I like that you make the face because it's not as popular of a person to bring up anymore. But yeah, he's definitely influential in the comedy world. And that was, like I said, that was something that my dad had around. So we had watched some of the Bill Cosby tapes. I didn't realize that this was an art form that people did. I just thought this is one interesting guy that sits around and tells stories. Yeah. And it wasn't until in South Dakota, Comedy Central, which was the comedy channel at the time, I believe, was added to the basic cable package. Okay. And my brother and I sat and just watched Friday night stand-up for just hours. And we were blown away by it. And I was like, this is something I want to do. I've always wanted to be the funny guy in the room. So it's been cultivating for a long time. I finally gave my first shot at the comedy club, and I think for a little over 2 years, I didn't miss a single open mic. I was at it constantly. It's just something that I've always really wanted to do. And once I got into it, I knew that it was something that was for me. Cool.
And you've won the Sioux Falls Best Comic 2 or 3 times or more than that?
Yeah, there's a couple different contests that have been, Sioux Falls Funniest contest. And yeah, I picked up a couple at the former comedy club. I picked up a couple at the comedy club that's active now. So...
Nice.
Yeah. It's always a good time. Those contests are a lot of fun. It's kind of low stakes because you win at the comedy club in Sioux Falls, you get some coupons. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but it is always fun to go bring your best material, compete, and just see who comes out on top.
Nice. Good. So, how do you come up with your material? Speaking of that, is there something that inspires you?
Drugs mostly.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing
that's
a lot
a common answer.
It's funny because I got pulled over by the police in Arizona between Tucson and Phoenix, and they were treating us as if we were drug traffickers, asking a lot of questions, and it came up that we were comedians, and they started asking those kinds of questions, trying to lead us into telling them what kind of drugs we do. And I'm like, I smoked all my crack in Tucson. I'm not here to... It's a lot of... my stuff is a lot of like personal experiences and stories and stuff like that. I'll probably, he gave me the ticket because my license plate light was out.
Oh, it was.
And he said I can use it for whatever I wanted to. He even said I could wipe my butt with it. The cop told me I could wipe my butt with, but I told him, I was like, this will end up on stage.
Okay.
So things like that happen, things that are out of the norm, things that are weird. Some stuff is just written and made up. And sometimes that comes from sitting around with my buddies, drinking old fashions, watching a movie, or, you know, just bullshitting, just talking some smack with some people. And you just end up coming up with something that you're like, yeah, actually, this might have legs. Yeah. And so you give it a try and see if it works.
See if it works.
Yeah.
No, you had some personal stuff there last night, and it was pretty good. So like that. But any memorable or challenging moments that you've had on stage that you can remember?
Yeah. I mean, I've had a few different shows where things weren't exactly last night. Okay, for example, last night this show was incredible. Everything is set up just right. The lighting is perfect. Sound system, you know, they actually have a sound system
that helps.
There have been places. Luckily, I usually travel with my own gear. Just as a backup if needed, because every once in a while people set up a comedy show and it doesn't get discussed that we need a PA.
Sure.
And they'll think, oh, it's a small room, you can just talk loud. Which people in the back of this room could hear me if I yelled, and they could see, but it's not going to be the same show if you don't have the sound equipment. And so I did one, we did a comic convention actually in Watertown at a comic book store. And we believed that they were supposed to have the sound equipment. They believed that we were going to be bringing it. And it ended up being one of those shows where you just yell. Yep.
Expand.
So
okay, but that was tiring after that.
That doing a show actually drains you. It's a surprising amount of energy that goes into just standing and talking into a microphone for an hour. Yeah. But that definitely got to me a little quicker than that. Nice. But
cool. Well, you kind of talked about Bill Cosby, but is there some other influences or favorite comedians that you have?
Yeah, I came up the era where the Comedy Central specials were like Louis Black, Dimitri Martin, with Pablo Francisco. There's a lot of them like those, and those were like really formative. I don't know if there's so much of an influence as like these are the people that I watched when I really discovered stand-up, because those half-hour specials were coming out. And I still have DVDs of a couple of these like collections of the Comedy Central half-hour specials that I watch. You know, I've got the one with Dane Cook and Louis Black and just a whole host of other, just the classic names from the early 2000s.
Nice.
So
no specific one, but just a group of them there that you really like.
Yeah. I don't think there's anyone like right now. A comic that I watch a lot is Mark Normand, because I like the fact that he very heavily relies on writing. His stuff is so well written that it just kind of stands on its own, and that's the type of comic that I enjoy the most myself. So
you said DVD though, but I thought you were a VHS kind of guy.
Yeah. Oh, I am a VHS kind of guy. Yeah. I collect them. If you know anywhere where I can find VHS tapes, hit me up. I always look at the thrift stores, but every once in a while, it's harder to find, or there's a place like Last Stop CD Shop in Sioux Falls or Half Price Books in Minneapolis has good selections as well.
Like family vacation VHSs, are you good with those?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
family vacation ones.
If you have a home video, recorded videos, I want that. My holy grail right now is actually recorded TV. Oh, I want Nickelodeon with the commercials. From the era when I was growing up. That'd be just to get that slice of reality.
That's kind of cool. I didn't think about that, but yeah, commercials back then. So I was in the 70s, so I could, commercials back then were pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know. It was the 70s.
It was the 70s. Yeah. What's going on? How can they get a hold of you, Tyler? Or, God, I almost did Skyler.
Yeah. Well,
why am I doing that?
You go to tylerbolks.com.
Gosh.
SkylerBolks.com is my website. There's links to all of my social media there. Otherwise, I'm at Skyler Bolks on everything.
On everything.
Yep.
Twitter or the X now or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer. If they're going to charge people to be on there, I'm not going to be on there very much longer. But
I won't be either.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother discussion. But yeah, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
Oh, you're a TikToker.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Okay.
I don't put much on there. I don't do as much as I should, but I do a lot of clips from shows. Sometimes I'll do like a review of the hotel I'm staying in if there's something goofy going on. But
you know Tyler Walsh, though, right?
yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, follow him with his TikTok.
Yeah,
You're not quite as crazy.
He's very prolific. Yep, yeah.
So, but you're good friends with Zach Dresch and Dan Bublitz and a couple other ones that's been here. So I've talked to all of them. You know, they're all great people. So you guys, if you get a chance, come and see Skyler. Great show last night. It's going to be a great one again tonight. Can't wait. And be sure to look him up and check it out. Skyler with an S.
With an S. Yeah.
Not Tyler with a T. Skyler with an S. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. So anything else that we might have forgotten you want to add before we call it a day? Or
always spatchcock the chicken.
Okay. We'll talk about that. On that note, guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye now.